Hello there. Today we're going to be looking at I Did It For You by Tom Misch featuring Yussef Dayes. Tom Misch is probably one of my favourite guitar players at the moment, and this song typifies his pentatonic lead lines as well as some pretty out there chords. I also really like how they used a vocal loop in this song. It's an idea which they've probably appropriated from electronic music, and I think it's quite interesting to hear it in a live music context. The chords in this song were quite hard for me to pick, and I'm not 100% sure if they're all the way right, but this is my best guess. So I think the first chord is an A over E, so it's an A chord with the E in the bass, and then going to a D over E. Then it has that guitar line in between before going to an F sharp minor 7 to a B over C sharp. Then that comes down to an A over B to a D over E again. Then the guitar line in the middle. Then the F sharp minor 7 again. And then this is really juicy, the D over C. So that's like a D7 chord in third inversion, which has this really strange bass movement of F sharp to C. Quite unsettling, and then that comes back down to the A to start the progression again. The guitar run that sits between the chords always feels like it sneaks up on you. It's because I think it starts on the of the 4 of the previous bar, and then each note is syncopated in 16ths past that. So you'd have the of the 4, the E of the 1, the of the 1, and then the E of the 2, and so on and so forth. But the notes that you're playing are actually pretty easy. So it starts on the E, F sharp, G, A, B, D, B. Then we have on the E and the F sharp. You just have to try and play it to the track a few times to really get where it sits. And the second time changes it a little bit. Then it has the on the D and the E instead, just so you get a bit of a rough idea of how it goes. The melody of this song starts off on the A on the B string, goes up to the B on the E string, and then finishes up on the F sharp on the B string. That would sound like. Then we pick up again on the of the 4 with a lower B. Then that goes up to the D. That would be like. Bouncing between those two notes. Then we finish with this E, F sharp on the B string, and then we're going to slide up to the F sharp on the G string as well. That would sound like. So the whole figure would be. And then that repeats. The second time through the chord progression is a little bit different. We start off with the same notes, with the A to the B, but this time we go up to the D, and we do a high B to D. Then we hammer onto the E, up to the A, then hammer onto the F sharp. Then we're going to slide onto the A, G, slide onto the F sharp, then do the low B to D. Then to finish off with a G, slide onto the F sharp, slide onto the E, then to the D. That would sound like. bridge progression of the song is pretty cool. It starts off with an A minor chord and we're just arpeggiating the salient points, so root, 5th, 3rd, down to an E minor chord, same thing, root, 5th, 3rd, then a G minor, then a first inversion D chord, so now we're doing 3rd, root, 5th. Then we come up to that weirdo 3rd inversion D7, B minor 7, B flat major 7, then it more or less repeats, and then we sit on this E minor 9 chord, back up to the G minor, and the D over F sharp, then we have the D over C, and then we sit on a B flat minor this time. And the rhythm's a bit funny with that one. Then it repeats again. The second half is still pretty similar as the first half. We're starting on the A minor chord, E minor, G minor, D over F sharp, then the D over C, B minor 7, B flat major 7, back to the A minor, E minor, G minor, D over F sharp. Now this is where it changes. We have the D over C to like a G in first inversion, but instead of the doubling of the 3rd, we've got the 2nd in there. Then on to the really spicy E7 over B flat, which is like the 5 chord coming on to this A major, up to the B flat major, down to a G major, then on to the G major 7, into the guitar riff, back into the main progression. The whole bridge would sound like this. If you found this video useful, consider subscribing to keep up to date with the latest releases. There's also a backlog of other videos which you could check out as well. If you wanted to see some videos of myself performing, there should be a link somewhere around my head.